Yeah, yeah.
Triv, look.
It's amazing.
Make a wish.
Anyway, yes. Biology 2.8.
Last of the topic of this unit.
Yep, and it's testing
for CF.
CF. Yep. We've done treatment, we've done why it happens, and now we're going to see if you have it. Sort of.
So, genetic screening.
Yep,
There's the word you need.
That's how we do it. There's other ways, I guess. Like we said before, your sweat will be really salty. Yum. But that's not a 100% way of doing it.
No.
So,
Before we get on to the specific words you need to know to do with genetic screening, you need to be aware that you can test if you're a carrier, you can test if your child has cystic fibrosis, although often that's a bit too late.
Too late.
You want to
Often
have
you
all
test.
the information and know that you've got it.
yeah, and you can test before birth. Really
Yes.
early on.
And that's what we're going to get on to.
That's what we're going to go on to. But first, we'll talk about the carrier bit.
Yes. Especially if you have a history of cystic fibrosis in your family, you'd want to know if you yourself carry it.
Yeah, you saw from my Punnett Square last time, there was 2 carriers. There's a 25% chance of your child having CF, which is quite a lot, really.
Yeah, and you'd want to know if you are a carrier.
You'd want to know. So what you can do is you can just take the end of Wayne's nose.
Yep. Bottom bit of Triv's feet.
Yep.
Only one of the cells.
Yeah, you want to say you don't need to take off people's faces. And that's because every cell contains all the genetic information of your entire body. It doesn't necessarily use it all.
Yes.
So you just test that.
And you should also be aware that special counselling and information and stuff is given. You need to be able to know that as well.
Yeah,
to go with the screening.
There's a few ethical things as well we do a bit later.
We do that in
A few
a bit.
things which are quite RE-like
Yeah.
in this pathology.
But now let's actually get on to the, if you have a fetus and you want to test if that fetus will have cystic fibrosis.
Okay, so there's 2 main ways of doing this. Again, big on spelling for biology. They're amniocentesis,
And
chorionic, chorionic villus sampling. Bit awkward to remember, but yes, the spelling, lack of definitions in biology. And these are, well, when the child is still a fetus, testing them.
Yes. This one is to do with the amniotic fluid that develops during pregnancy, and that develops
Quite
about
late on.
15, 17 weeks about there.
Relative to the other one.
Amniotic fluid, and
You test that, you sort of take it out, it's relatively safe at 0.5 to 1% chance of miscarriage.
yeah, that's correct.
Bit scary, I guess, but something you might want to consider.
This one's done much earlier.
Yes,
You literally
much
take
earlier.
a cell of the fetus from about
much
6 weeks, I think you can do it.
Yeah, it's quite early on. This one's you're more
Actually
scared
get
of, but it's
cell-
slightly higher chance of miscarriage.
1 to 2%. So
Yeah.
they're getting, obviously nobody would want a miscarriage, is getting a bit more scary figures.
Yeah.
So,
But you can do it earlier, so it's a trade-off. You test it by, where the CFTR gene's coded for,
chromosome 7.
chromosome 7, so you just find it there.
Yeah. Unfortunately though, there can be lots of mutations that could all lead to cystic fibrosis.
We only know some of them, so
There's
if you're
hundreds.
cleared, like they say you haven't got it negative, it doesn't necessarily mean you are. Small chance.
Because chromosomes are a lot of genes. With
Yeah.
each triplet code of genes being different things, that means there's a lot that could happen. There's hundreds. We don't know them all. So that's something to be aware of.
Yeah.
I think next we actually get on to the RE-like side.
Yeah, you just sort of got to appreciate the ethical issues with testing for birth and having a child. If you do know, is it better to abort, or would you bring that child up anyway? This sort of...
The sort of stuff in RE is it ethically right, basically?
Yeah.
That's what it all comes down to.
That's pretty much just, you won't go through it, you can just read it.
Yeah,
It's
but these words you need to know:
Important.
amniocentesis and chorionic villus sampling.
Yep, you want to have to spell them as well.
Don't think you'll have to know the 1 to 2% chance if you just appreciate
No.
that this one's got a higher chance, but
Then,
this one can be done earlier.
Yeah, I think you just need to know a rough detail of them. and that you can
amniotic
test it.
fluid and cell of the fetus.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's it.
I think that's it, and that leaves it at the end of this topic entirely.
Yeah, we've actually done this.
Done it all. Yeah,
Yeah, so that combined with Unit 1
that's the first exam.
will be the first exam. Yeah.
So that's all of that. That's pretty cool.
We're done.
Again, I don't think we'll need a summary. These videos are very
Videos
short.
are very short.
But
We'll see you at topic 3 then.
we will. It's been Wayne Lack.
And James Trevette.
See you later.